and then we'll stay on for a little bit and be able to answer some questions, especially for those of you in the futures market. I want to have a deep dive for you tonight, but I want to zoom through some stocks for you tonight. All right. All right, bet we're good. Let me share screen. Great. Thank you so much. I love you guys so much. All right, let's go through real quick. Let's look at someone's AIZ. And if we're looking at this, is the direction of this up or down? If you guys want me to do more charts on Market Mondays, let me know. All right, great. So in my playbook, it's a lot of gems I want to give away, but literally having a list of 500-600 stocks in your playbook helps, because this is what I used to do every Friday night when I was first getting started. I would go through the entire market and look and see. And I would try and see. Let me move this out the way. I hate when Zoom act like this. Shout out to the good people at Zoom. I love you. I would go and look and see what the direction was. So I can see clearly we're going to the upside. Great. That makes me super happy. Of course, if I'm looking at this month chart, if we bounce back down here and the direction is pointing bullish, I want to then buy here. Secondly, then I'm going to go to then that month chart. But the purpose of this, I want to go through like 6,000 stocks this year. And what is the direction of this one if we're looking? So all of my traders, the higher you start on a time frame, the better you guys would do. Shout out to everybody on YouTube. This is Allstate. And look at this. This is 72 moving average. Had a hell of a dip. Everything went down like crazy. Now, for me, if I'm looking at the market, now Allstate is not the first insurance company I would want to go with. But if it was in my list and I saw it was an opportunity, I would be looking at this area to then buy, hypothetically. Before we continue, trading has considerable risk. Please consult your advisor. Do not trade or invest any money if it is your last. If you're trying to flip money and make money quickly out of the market, this is not the forum or place for you to do so. So I would be waiting for around this area to get in long, potentially. Everyone type in chat, one indicator. You guys have to master using one method of entry to get in. Now let's look at this, Apache. I'm sure some amazing people that work at this company. Is the direction of Apache up or down? For those of you that are new, or you may be a little bit shy, you don't have to know everything about the market to know. You can clearly see this is a down signal, a downward trend. Also, too, in Money Master the Game, Kyle Bass and Paul Tudor Jones. These are two people you need to go look at. Both said if a stock is underneath the 200 moving average, or in this case 72, it is a downward facing asset. If you are ever unsure, you want to go to the since inception, which is max available on TD Ameritrade, and you can see what this trend is. At one point, this was an incredible company, and look at the run. In the 80s, it was at $2. 98, it was here. Then it had a tremendous run to the upside. Tell me what this company does. The ticker is APA. And then in the 2000s, it had a great, beautiful run up to 148, and then it fell apart. And then this is why I like the macro picture or the big view changes. That's why I tell people you can't be pro oil and pro Elon. You have to pick one. There are two conflicting and two competing sectors and theses that you're going to have. So then it fell apart. And we had the big dip, of course, in 2007, 2008. And we were slightly recovered, and we've been down. And look how far it is away from this moving average. So think of this as an equator. If we cannot at least stay above the equator, the stock is no good. Like I said, I think there are some amazing people that probably work at this company, but it is not doing well. AVY, is the direction of AVY up or down? Yep. Okay, let's go to Boeing, one of my favorites. Boeing, if I go to look at the 5-year, of course, it dropped a bunch. Call like 97 and 95 with those Fibonacci retracements. One day we're going to go through and talk fully about fibs. But the 50% line, and I'll say this, and I know it's very controversial. The 618 is probably one of the most overrated ratios when it comes to trading. It works very well in investing, but 618 in trading is not important. So that's Bank of America. Bank of America to the upside. Let's go look at. Excuse me, that's Boeing. This is Bank of America, and then we'll get to questions here shortly. And if you're unsure, once again, go to since inception, and you can see. So if you guys are looking for a moving average, I only want you to use one. Use the 72. Unless you already been using the 200, you're great. But keep it very simple. You can see Bank of America dropped down here in 2008. And this is the point of this is a classic example of a 10-year hold or a 15-year hold. So imagine if you would have been able to get in, let's say at 971, and you just accumulated, we talked about it before, let's say 1,000 shares a year. 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. Another 1K, 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 1K. Start to finally break out. Didn't do what tech did. 1K. So now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15,000 shares of Bank of America. And let's say if your average price, you're up, let's say hypothetically 38 bucks, or let's say 15 bucks to be safe. You got 15,000 shares and you got 15 bucks. It's a quarter for long-term investing for a company that has not even accelerated or grown a hell of a lot. So BAX is the direction of Baxter, up or down? Because before you can get technicals right or be in a position to make any profit, you have to know what the direction is. A lot of people drive on the wrong side of the road, and people will want to short this, and then it will continue to climb over time, and then they cry. I think it's very fascinating that almost no one that talks about technical indicators start with the highest time frame possible. A couple of you have asked me on the trading side, what is the best time frame to trade if you don't want to trade a lower time frame, like a 20-minute, 30-minute? 1 hour is very good. So it could be BT. So today I just want to go completely over direction. The next one, BCR. And the purpose of doing this exercise is like, so when you're able to see stocks from the past, you can see where they went wrong, which will help you for stocks in the future. Because a lot of times companies that have fallen apart or had a great run, there's a lot that you can learn from what they've done in the past. And that's why I would say like Tesla is the new Apple. It would help you a lot if you want to go study the history of Apple to know what challenges Elon is going to have to go through. Let's go here. See, let's go to CRM. Let's go to since inception again. Let's do 20 years. Huge upside. So right here, 72 would be at 140. If I went to a weekly chart, price would be here. And if you're looking to hold for a long period of time, you have a good chance for things to potentially be able to work out in your favor. This is not investment advice. I'm just telling you what I go through when I'm looking at the market. So let me look at CVS. Not good. Let me go 20 year and see what the trend is. Hold on real quick because it's messing with my thing. Max. Okay. And then if I put fibs from high to low, the Fibonacci retracements are amazing, especially from a long-term perspective. So I'm just go high to low, put my 100 at top, put 0 at the bottom. And they are slightly above the 50% value area. I don't like that post 2020 at all. I don't like that a lot. Let's go to Delta Airlines. Delta's had a nice bounce to the upside. Yeah, it's a nice bounce. Slowly recovering. Okay. So and please write this down. It's important to do your analysis on all companies, not just the ones you like, because what if there's a company that could be positioned for a breakout move? There's the stock that the brother mentioned earlier that his mom had gotten since 99. It's not a talked about stock, but the value of it has increased like crazy. Okay, now let's ask this. Is John Deere going up or down? This is one of the ones people are not thinking about a lot. John Deere is amazing. Go look at their financials. It's one of those companies, kind of like Sam Adams, that is not talked about a lot, but they are dominating their industry. And they are dominating the industry. So I appreciate you guys for being on. Let me come to a couple questions. So Ernest, I'll come to you first, then Roger, then Jimmy, then Christopher, then Mike, then Yolanda. Let me get a couple more ladies in. LaShonda. Perfect. Okay. Ernest, fire away. How are you?
I'm well, man. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for hosting and calling on me. I just had a quick question. I was trying to get some clarity on price channels. I've been poking around on it and trying to figure that part out. And I noticed you mentioned it a few times. So if you could please share how to actually implement that on Thinkorswim.
Have you added it to your timeframes yet?
I don't even know what that means. No.
Okay. So if you go to, you look at my screen. Hold on. Let me move this out the way. So if you go to your studies,
okay,
you can add it here.
Okay.
And just add price channel. Okay. Play around with it. I promise you it's worth the homework assignment in the goose chase that I'm putting you on.
Gotcha. Okay.
What it's going to allow you to do is see where the lows are and see where the highs are, and it's going to tell you where you should stay away from.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. That was it. I don't want to take up too much time. I know other people.
No, you're good. If you have a follow-up, go ahead.
I don't really have a follow-up right now. That's been on my mind for like the past 2 weeks. So
if you knock that one out alone, it'll make everything else so much easier for you.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, no, that's really all. You've answered all my questions with everything that's been going on. So thank you.
I appreciate it. This is ticker EYE. A few people have asked about it. Hit the 52-week high. It's a little bit high for right now. So wait for it to slide back, and you guys are good. If you guys don't have price channel on your platform, I would highly suggest downloading Thinkorswim by TD Ameritrade. I do not have any affiliate relationship with them. It's just who I use on my own. It is worth it. I don't know if TradingView has it, but I think they would. But if not, just use it on TD Ameritrade. And a second note as well, it's very important to be able to use multiple platforms. Because what if one gets acquired or goes out of business and then you're stuck and don't know how to use another platform? It could put you at an incredible disadvantage. Roger, let's come to you.
Yo, what's good, OG?
What's good? How you feeling?
Oh man, I'm good, man. I'm blessed, bro. I can't.
You got that deep bassy voice, boy. You got
Hey, don't do that to me.
Oh, Trade After Dark voice for real. I got you.
Man.
You should be the host.
Look, man, nah, man. Look, you bigging me up right now, bro. Look, my coworkers be calling me Casanova, but
hey, man, you got it.
Yeah, man. But real,
ladies in here swooning. I don't want to get you in trouble. Go ahead.
Nah, it's all good. They should be thanking me, man, because of you and all the people at EYL, man. I've been putting people on the market and futures and all type of shit, bro. Like, so yeah, man. I don't think you understand. I'll be telling you on the Instagram post, man. I don't think you understand the impact that you really had, bro.
Everybody thought on YouTube I was being funny. I was being serious. I don't know the impact because the way people see things and compliment, I'm just doing what I wish was given to me.
Right.
So I don't it's hard for me to even gauge if I'm even tonight. Like, I didn't know if I did good or not. I was like, I'm not gonna look in the comments till tomorrow. And tonight, a lot of times on here, I'm like, I don't know if I'm helping. I'm just trying to give what I wish that I was given in the beginning, so I didn't have to study for 12 hours a day. So from Quiet Storm to Quiet Storm. Thank you. Hey, get this album going.
Nah, that says a lot about your character, man. Nah, that's dope for real, man.
Thank you.
But real quick question. Nothing too technical. I'm in a futures program. Got about 180 more to go, so It is what it is. But Ramadan is coming up around April 12th. Mm-hmm. And I just want to get your opinion on some advice as far as trading through Ramadan, because one thing that I've noticed from getting in the futures market, doing demo trades is, discipline, patience, all that shit. It's like, oh, let me watch my language. I'm sorry.
No, you can curse on here. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, that's right. Trading out the door.
Hey.
But yeah, I just
shit. No, go ahead. No.
but yeah, I just noticed that like those things, especially like what you say in the master video. I listed, by the way, I've listed that thing twice a day, bro, for real.
Oh man, I appreciate you.
No doubt, man, no doubt. And I noticed that, you know, the more that, you know, you work on your discipline, you work on your patience, and also your mood, man, like that really affects. But it's crazy. I had my best trading day in January, the same day that my grandmother died. You know, she died January 6th. And that I remember that day because that's the day that the Capitol went to shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I had my best trading day in January. But I noticed after that, you know, stuff just started like going a little downhill because my mood was affected. I was stressed, but you know, one thing that sort of brought me a little solace was getting into the market, getting into the chart, you know, picking up a book, you know, meditating. I'm real big on Taoism. So, you know, getting into that.
I love that.
But back to the Ramadan thing, like, do you have any particular advice as far as trading through Ramadan when you're dealing with fasting and not eating and disciplining yourself from abstaining from trading off the door, abstaining from having sex and stuff like that, because you know you have different emotions in there. Is there anything that you can hit on as far as that go?
I'll tell you, because I love a few people, and I've done water fast and liquid fast, and it's tough. But one thing it will give you is like a certain sharpness on the days that you're tired, you're cranky, you're feeling down. Do not do it. I would just look at the market. I would not actually trade. But on the days that you feel like once you get a weekend and you feel full of life, if you can hit the London session, you'll have an edge. And then also too, you going through that fasting period. Regardless of religious background, everyone should fast at least once a month and really like at least once a quarter.
That's a
to help
fact.
you. So if you have like any mental fog, lack of sharpness is either because of lack of sleep, the food you're putting in your body, or like you're not.
Yeah.
Everything has been processed the way it should and not being eliminated the way it should. So that's causing an issue. But on the days when you're cranky or tired, don't trade. But on the days that you're sharp, for me personally, I don't eat any solid food until 3 p.m. Because when I ate before, I would get the itis. I'm like, damn, I'm so tired. I miss my move. I feel sluggish. So when I wait, that's how I'm able to be a lot more alert and catch my move and also be patient. And also too, especially for men, if we can control what we put into our body, we can control the output that we have into our work life. And I think that's very key. So maybe that first week I would ease up off of it, but once you get into a rhythm and you feel good, and man, I'll fire away and I would look at that London session if you're up late at night.
Gotcha. Oh yeah, I can't sleep, man. I'll be up. I'm mellow smooth on IG, man. I check in almost every morning at 2.
Oh man, you be tired. When do you go to bed?
I don't, man. Bro, real talk. Like, and this is probably something I got to work on. But I'll literally be up, either looking at Kobe interviews or interview some people I respect, and then I'll look at something in the market. Then next thing I know, my alarm go off at 1:50 a.m. I'm like, all right, well, time to check the London.
Get to it.
Yeah, and then I look at it for an hour, get back up at 7:00, look at the market, then go to work at Verizon at like 9. So that's everything. That's every day. And I hit you up in the email. It was something else that was going on with the company. I ain't gonna put it out here, but
yeah, please don't.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, that's why I'm really trying to OD on this so I can get my freedom, man. Like that's really the most important thing to me right now is just getting that freedom.
But I appreciate that. What's the thing you're struggling with most when it comes to trading?
Being a contrarian in the wrong spots. I read at Market Wizards. I forgot who said it, but he was talking about following. Damn, I just read this shit. But he was talking about how being a contrarian in the right time can sort of help if you stick to your guns. So I'm like, okay, well, if I see a move in the market, even though it ain't at the move or whatever, I don't know if I can say it on here. But even if it ain't okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Even if it ain't at the move, then you know what I'm saying, still fire. Like I know it's going down or I know it's going up and jumping that shit, and then it chops you up. So that has gotten to me a lot. And also having your pride sort of shot, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you feel like something's going a certain way and then it don't, and then it shoot right back there. You're like, God damn it. And then you try to jump. So that's really like the main thing that I'm struggling at right now as far as like trading goes.
So for me, I had to And you have to find out what the root cause of it was. For me, when I was over trading, it was because someone I knew used to tell me, well, you can't trade. And I was like, oh, I'm going to bust your ass in real life then. Because he wasn't trading proficiently. So I'm like, who are you to tell me I can't trade?
Yeah.
And you can't. So, but that's this. You go.
Mm-hmm.
So normally when we say I have to be right, that's because, and not saying it's you, I can only speak for me. Sometimes we feel insufficient or deficient in the area, and we want to prove and put all our masculinity on the line here and beat our chest. When we stop overthinking about what the market is going to do and just literally go with it. And I know it sounds like some Miyagi, Daniel-san, Karate Kid Part 2-ish, but when you literally just go with the flow, it makes it easy. And that's why people, even if you look at a company, let me just pull up one randomly. Let's do this one. And let's say we go to 5-year month. What's the direction of this?
Bullish.
Yeah, and everyone, there are some people who be like, but I know it's going to pull back because we want to be right. You guys have to pick whether you want to be right in a trade or if you actually want to make money from the market. That's it. That's the name of the game. So even if you think something different is going to happen, it's like, why? Often it has nothing to do with it. Because, and I said it before, whenever you're watching someone else's account or you watch someone else trade, you know exactly what the market is going to do. But you put your money in and it's like your brain goes to hell, right? So if this is your spot to fire, you got to fire at the spot and not think of anything else. And you're good and wait for your spot over and over. Even the lessons that I'm giving you guys, I give to the dream team is just really our setup is a little bit different, probably superior. But once you get those practice trades in, you're good. And then you have to practice just doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. And to be honest with you, you can run my segment on Market Mondays. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But once you hone in on what you're going to do, it makes it a hell of a lot easier. And obey, like too many traders end up system switching, and one day they'll trade EMA, one day they'll just gas off or flip a coin, another day they'll do golden cross, or they'll keep following other people's stuff, and they never get to enough trades where they're able to do it on their own just by following one thing. You'll be good. You'll be good.
Just one more thing. And by the way, do you know who Alan Watts is?
No, I'm not familiar.
Okay, he's just a old lecturer from like the 70s, but he has like a great piece on ego death. So when you had wrote it on there, that just made me think about that. But no, man, I don't.
Check it out.
Oh yeah, for sure. But no, I don't want to hold it up, man. I'm gonna be. I pray to be in the trading room soon again. I just had to take a break because real life happened. And and by the way, I hit you up on Instagram a few weeks ago when I was in Houston because I stay in Dallas. I was like, man, let me get that one-on-one because I know you hoop. But
dang, you gonna bully ball me, or we gonna play like we gonna play 2020 rules? Let me know, because if we doing the Detroit Piston rules, we're not playing. Sorry.
Nah, man, I'm 28, bro. I don't play like that, bro. It's just good competitive games.
Okay, I'm cool. Don't be putting me on IG, man. You trash. I put up 82 points in the belt. Like, dang, bro. Thought he's playing 21. No, I got you.
Nah.
Man, talking about 28 with that D voice. Boy, you know you strong.
That was just more like I just want to get out there, tag him up a little bit, ask him some advice. That's it, bro.
Oh, I got you. Yeah. That's actually a dope idea.
Yeah, for sure. We should actually think about that as far as like a group thing, but either way go, man. Like,
and if we do it, it can't be no women around because fellas, you know how y'all get with women around.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man, tween, and I'm like, bruh.
Yeah, off lays.
You gonna try and cross me and break my ankle and get advice? Sorry.
Yeah, nothing good comes out there. You gotta keep the women at home, bro. So
yeah.
But other than that, man, appreciate everything that you do, man. And again, I can't stress like how much of a blessing you've been to us, bro. So thank you again.
Man. I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
If the ladies want to hoop, y'all can hoop too. But I mean, we got to keep it limited because you know how the fellas get. They be tripping. They be trying to act like they Braun or Kyrie some shit when y'all out there. So, so what is the direction of this asset that I'm sharing on my screen? Please type in chat.
Silence?
No, you're not silence. Go ahead. But if you're in the shower, I need you to mute out though. Ernest, you can go.
Oh, bro, you can still hear me.
Yeah, how you doing? How
I'm
you doing?
good. I thought I was muted. I'm sorry.
No, you good. You good. If you was making love or something, I would have muted you out. But other than
I'm
that,
just trying to wash these dishes and pay attention.
man, listen, slap them in the dishwasher, put 3 packets in there, and put them up like you did them. They'll never know.
The only reason I'm doing it is because I'm actually trying to build my discipline back. Corporate America got me a little too comfortable, so I'm trying to bring.
I feel you. You're on your David Goggins. I see you. Okay, I'm mad at that.
I have to. It's crazy. I did have another question for you though. I don't know if I'm skipping line or anything.
No, you good. Go ahead.
Is joining Red Panda, right? You actually gave me a scholarship way back in the day because I had my little man on the way, and we talked about it. And I was never able to actually join. Thank you. I was never actually able to join, and I hit you up a few times about it, but I know that you're taking some time.
You weren't able to get into the course?
I wasn't able to get into it. No.
What's your email?
You want me to send it to you? I'll type it to you.
Yeah, type it to me in Zoom. Yeah, my bad. I forgot we on some and on YouTube. Yeah, I don't want them blowing you up. How they do me?
No, it's all right.
How old is your son?
I have one that's 12, turning 12, and one is on the way.
Man, that's a blessing. Are you stressed?
You see me trying to bring the discipline back, right? Yeah, I am stressed out of my mind, man.
What part are you stressed about?
Honestly, it's me expecting to be further along with my financial goals and my stability. So I was expecting to, have everything set up for my little man right now, and the one that's on the way, right? I was trying to be a real estate mogul and a stock mogul at the same time. So, corporate America got you moving from here to there. I'm originally from South Florida, and it got me in the middle of Georgia somewhere, trying to figure out my life. So,
I mean, I know it's easier said than done, but like the women, especially, you need to hear this. You don't really understand the fear that men go through once they find out they're having a child.
Petrified.
So a lot of times the women think that it's like we aren't elated, but it's like, shit, this is real. Because we're like, more food, more bills, more gas, more games, more, less time.
Got to keep the lights on, got to keep the wife happy, trying to take care of, parents and get everything situated.
Life is real. That's when Xander's like, yo, I'm being an adult. I'm like, you don't know how good you have it. Why? Yeah. And my mom used to tell me the same thing, and I ain't listen. So I get it. But I would say first, don't beat yourself up. Second, there's nothing wrong with corporate. I think, and I hate is really prevalent again on IG, but it's like that same corporation, even though it may not be the best, it did provide some security.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. And we work hard to actually get to that position. And I'm really grateful for it. But sometimes, you're in one position and the corporation has to take, they have to survive too. So they have to take a turn. And that may not necessarily line up with your life goals. So again,
what do you want to be that would make you happy and take some stress off you?
What do you mean?
You said you are where you want to be. Where do you want to be?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I set the goal to I'm not allowed to die until I have about $500 million in the bank account.
Why do you need 500 million?
Honestly and truly, I don't necessarily need it, but I don't need it. Let me just make that clear. I do not need it, but they say you shoot for the stars, you land on the moon. I'm already landing.
I'm with that, and I'm not knocking it down. I'm asking why though.
I honestly, they said I was, listening to certain mentors and other people in my younger age. I just think of a number, think of a goal that is so esoteric that you can't really even believe that it's possible. And then just put it out there and work towards it. And that's what I did.
And I'll tell you too, the other side of that coin is, and I'm telling you from personal experience, sometimes we can have a goal that's so big, it's hard to start because it's like, how the hell do I climb up this mountain with no gear?
Yeah.
Hell, I don't even have a jacket that is equipped to go up this mountain.
Yeah.
But the first thing I would have you do is like map out what the goal would be to have like 5 years of cash, and that's more attainable. I'm not saying, because some of my goals for my friends like are Kanye crazy, Steve Jobs crazy.
Yeah.
But you have to have some goals in between. And I'm gonna be real with you. No matter what number you get to, especially when you have kids, because you're tired all the time. No monetary goal that you're gonna hit is gonna make you as happy as you think. And I used to hear that, and I would be like, "Bruh, shut the fuck up. Give me the money. I'll be happy." And then you get it, and then like 35 days later, you're like, "That was it."
Yeah.
So you have to have a balance. So like, set a 1-year goal, right? Then a 5-year, and then whatever that big ass crazy goal is, if that's 500. Now you need to be in a vehicle that will allow you to get there. So either you're going to have to take a company public, start a business, buy a business, and take it. Now, if you're like, hey, I want to take care of my next 10 generations, great. But I think if you map out for you and your kids and your immediate family how much you need for the next 5 years, I think it'll shock you how little it is.
Yeah, I did that. But again, I just don't want to take my eye off the prize, right? So
I'm not mad at that. I'm
yeah.
not mad at that. But also, too, I don't want you to take your eye and your time off the prize of your family.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna be real with you, like this, and fellas, we for real gonna have this conversation in April, because I got people I want to have it with. But sometimes we can have a goal that's so lofty, we end up missing the time with our family. And then if the kids leave and then the lady leaves, then what? It's trade off. So even like for all my real red pill guys, like, yo, the Quavo thing, y'all going crazy on the IG post. Thank you for the engagement. But it's like, oh, yo, he beta because he bought her a bag, and I'm like, it's not that simple. It's not that. There's nuance and layers to it. You still have to keep your manhood and the essence of being a man while being in a relationship.
Yeah.
But you can't be so tough where it's like this goal over everything, and if I don't hit this goal, I'm gonna make the kids. Because at the end of the day, the kids not gonna matter. And for me, my most stressful days are often melted away by spending time with Xander.
No, that's 100. That's 100.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah. So you may be putting too much pressure on yourself, and then once you get the ball rolling, you need to read the book. The One Thing. It was life-changing for me. And the one thing, yes. And the book summarized for me, the greatest lesson was you got to pick one thing that you're going to be best in the world at, that you're going to put all your attention into.
Oh, that's real estate.
It was getting okay. Now, if it's real estate, great. So let's say the great part, and I keep preaching this because my dad is in construction, and I even saw it in my family. It was like either or. If a house is 150 and the bottom of the market is 99, if you know what the median price is you should buy for a home, you know the same thing for stocks.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
It's the same price calculation.
Yeah, I see you make these references, and they're hitting home for me. I'm like, this is
it's the same thing. So now you don't have to be a mogul, but focus. I don't know how many units you have, but like focus and get your doors in place. And once you get your system in, you'll be good. But I don't know how much action you're taking per day, but I would do like some hard time blocking and grind my ass off for 4 or 5 hours when I get off, and tell the lady like, hey, I'm gonna work on this, and update her every hour what you're working on. Because a lot of times with women, they'll believe in a vision once we communicate with them. We lock ourselves in a damn hole and be like, all right, see you in 6 years at the end goal. They need to be updated along the way.
Yeah, 100%.
So if you get that, you'll be good. But as far as the discipline thing, you can do it. I would just say, man, I can only tell you what I cut off TV in 2012, 2013. I core cut then, went all in. I was like, because I have friends who were in the league who didn't care about the game, and the fans care about the game more than they did. I'm like, I shouldn't watch another guy at work.
Yeah.
And that's funny. To me doing it.
I said the same thing. I did the same. I cut down TV in 2014, 2013. And I completely, yeah. The only time I watch TV is if the missus is pulling something up. That's about it.
Yeah, I mean, you got to watch 90 Day Fiance. So
I don't know about that.
You got to squeeze one of the shows. She like, you know what I'm saying? Otherwise, hey.
Yeah,
you know, or not, and then it's gonna be some bum ass dude messaging like, "I was 90 Day with you." Hey man,
no, we can't have that. No,
I feel you. I feel you. Quality time is key. But yeah, just dial in, and you'll be able to use the assets and skills that you learn here in real estate and be good as well. So I appreciate you.
No, I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Man, this is the best mute mistake I ever made. Thank you.
Hey, I
Did you get
appreciate
the
that.
email though? Did you get the email though?
Did you send it to me here in Zoom or Telegram?
I sent it in Zoom.
All right, let me grab it right now.
I'll send it to you again just to make sure.
All right, hey, what's up, Ian?
What's going on?
This Mike Dolo.
I know you heard the voice,
hold
brother.
on, real
You
quick.
too have Trading After Dark Quiet Storm voice.
Real quick, I just want to make sure I didn't get skipped over here. I could have swore I had a Jimmy spot, but that's all good. I'm not trying to take
Okay, Jimmy, we'll go Jimmy, then Mike.
I got Mike, you got the stage. Go ahead, but I'm gonna get right behind you, okay?
No, Jimmy, go, bro. Just go.
Okay, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Sam.
Y'all like that meme? Like, no, brother, it is your turn to go.
No, brother, you smell delicious. Okay. Yeah.
Go ahead.
For real, for real. First of all, blessings and opportunities to all kings and queens in the station right now. Just want to big up this whole platform. I'd love to see my people, my culture doing self-defining things and game-changing things, generational curse-breaking things. So that's where we are right now. Question is regarding, first of all, let's address the Alan Watts in the room. You got to get up on your Alan Watts.
Yeah, I never heard of it. I wasn't familiar.
Exceptional Zen thinker, as far as like making light of life and not letting things get too big for things and believing in yourself. An exceptional teacher for that.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to the brother who was speaking beforehand. Just wanted to make sure he knows that you never get put on your plate more than you can handle. Your children have a wonderful father waiting for them. So I mean, shout out to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so as far as man, blessings, bro. Now, okay, so today I had I'm first of all, I'm an MC, I'm an RN, I'm a CEO of my own companies. I'll make sure that everyone has contacts and connects and discounts. If you need it, come holler at me. I'm happy to take care of fam. But
what kind of business you have?
So I'm an MC. I have my merch up on my website and my music as well. But I'm starting my own brand. It should be due out this fall. You know, fall drops are always hot. As far as like leisure wear, competing with the talentless and the the essentials of the world. I just feel like I can make a better product, and I will. So, and I am. It's there. So it's in production as we speak. Called Nobodyville, on the spirit of egolessness and what we can do as a community, being bigger than ourselves. Many hands make light work is a very old school African proverb. On that concept of just building with village and unity, being way more important than flashy for self. So exactly what we're doing here, exemplified in form. So just appreciate that. You can find me at SNTJMS if there's any hip hop heads out in the culture. Y'all know I don't play no games.
Well played for the placement, brother. I love it. Business owner, good job.
But as far as St. James goes, that was my vehicle to get into entrepreneurism. And now I'm really trying to separate myself. I'd love being an RN, but it is a taxing work.
Yes, it is.
So it's a take first type of position where it takes from you before it gives to you.
Yes, it does. So draining at times.
Man. During this pandemic, though, thankfully, my income tripled. So I was able to invest 95% of that extra income.
Oh my God! Listen, that plug, that alone is worth the plug. I appreciate it. Like, yes, okay. You invested 95%. Are you trading as well or long-term investing?
So that's what I'm long-term. I got my long-term bases covered. Obviously, I've been doing my study and I had to consolidate some forms so I can get back on my VOO, get back on my QQQ to make sure that those bases were touched.
Yeah.
Deep on Tesla, deep on Apple, and obviously looking for more opportunities to see where we can find things that haven't broken or emerged yet. Emerging markets is kind of like where my focus is, but still putting my technically I got a tip on Amazon when it was $350 and then was told that's too high to buy. And that's a 10xer now. So, slap somebody in the face. So I do have high upside for Tesla. So I'm pretty deep on that. And I'm going to continue. I just dollar cost average because my trading acumen is not as sharp as I want it to be. So that's the point of getting into entrepreneurism, was to learn that half of entrepreneurism is also that you'll never be a better business owner than Tim Cook. You know what I'm saying? That you'll never be better. You never be better than Elon. So you might as well tie some of your money to that. Which is brilliant game spoken by the King Ian himself. So
I appreciate you.
But So we need to address NEO today. This is one of my. I don't trade often, but I try and study as much as possible. NEO today.
What time frame were you trading off of?
It was at market opening.
Okay, what time frame though? 10-minute, 15-minute, hour,
Oh,
1 minute?
I tend to on a scalp or on a day trade. I tend to watch the 5 minute and the 1 minute.
5 minute is the biggest killer of all accounts.
Okay.
Let me help you there.
Okay.
This is not my personal opinion. This was told to me by a broker a couple years ago. For all of you, if you're looking at the 5 minute chart, I would tell you to go test taking 20 trades and compare it to the hour versus the 5 and see how your results do in comparison. But let's go look at the 5 minute.
Okay, so you see that drop right off the top. Okay. So I was expecting a V-shaped pattern. I was expecting the bounce off the low because NEO is habitually V-shaped pattern. Today it broke 3 resistance lines. You see that drop.
Okay. This is a great point because some of you have asked it. So when you say it broke 3 resistance lines, where are you drawing your resistance lines from? That day?
From the prior close.
Okay. Let me tell you guys a little secret. Oh, no, I don't want to. Listen, Dream Team, don't get mad at me because I know my Telegram about to blow up. And man, Kenneth put it like the 1 minute and 5 minute are fool's gold. Like that's real. The real support and resistance you guys have to look at is long term.
Okay.
They're like, I wish every brokerage platform had 3 time frames: month, week, day, and everyone trade. It'd be a lot more wins. Wouldn't be as much money for everyone because a lot of people give liquidity, right? So this is the 5 minute chart. Does it look a little bit smoother if you pan out and look at this?
I mean, perhaps for you, but that still is like, it's almost hieroglyphics to me. I'm still, I'm saying, we're literally being self-taught. Like I'm in this course, I'm in the stock club.
Yeah, but stock club is long-term investing because people on YouTube go crazy. So stock club is all long-term investing. So if you believe in NEO, what makes you trade it if you think it's a good asset long-term?
Well, I have long-term on NEO, but today we were working on the day trading aspect. So I got tip on it was gonna, I got information that we should study the market for V-shaped patterns. NEO habitually puts out a V-shaped pattern. I went to dive in today. The baby girl dropped like a bad habit. So but I did have my 2% set. So I only lost
that's good.
$150. But you know what I'm saying? But still, I felt like I'm trying to figure out where the clues are to say this is a short, not a buy right now. You could have rolled that short all the way down and would have been a great day. So
so you bought it or you shorted and shorted it too low and got stopped out?
No, I waited for the dip. I bought low. It continued to dip. I waited for it to break support, and then I bought it. It hit below the 30 RSI, and then that's when I bought in. Now, then it bounced back up for a second and then continued to drop. So,
okay, let me take something off my screen real quick because I can't share this video. The thing I was saying about support and resistance, you guys have to go to a longer time frame.
Okay.
Because you like ideally for those of you that are looking at time frames, you need to look at really the 5 year.
Okay.
Because then you can see what the real levels are. When to short versus buying the dip. So let me ask you a question. Hold on, let me just do this real quick.
Go and teach because I'm happy to hear it. I learn more from my mistakes.
We all do. I mean, and I just want you not to make a whole bunch of them so you don't have to. Let me see real quick. I'm trying to see if there's one that won't get me in trouble. Okay. No, I can't do that one. Hold on 1 second. So everybody in Dream Team, don't worry. I'm not going. Y'all are killing my phone right now. Let's see. But yeah, thank you for having the courage to actually ask. This means a lot. All right, bet. Here we go. All right. So let's say you're looking at a 30-minute time for 30. Let's do 30-minute.
Okay.
Okay. So you want to buy the dip if it's bullish. If this, so my first lesson I always do it was Xander. Red means down, green means up. That is direction in terms of candlesticks, right? So we can see at the open. So now knowing this, let's even go back to the 5, which you were looking at. And for the record, because not everyone has the same comprehension level, I do not like the 5-minute. It's one of the worst time frames to trade off of.
Copy.
Seeing this on the 5-minute, which you have still bought the dip when you bought it. If red means down, because red is an indication that the market or that particular asset is moving to the downside.
Right. No. Yeah.
So buy the dip is not a strategy in itself, especially for trading. Now, buy the dip is decent for long-term investing because you have anywhere from 1 day to, I mean, if you need to, 700 days for it to work out. Trading, you have 1 day. So if I'm seeing this downward candle, downward, this is bullish, downward, everything is facing to the downside. The higher you go up,
right,
time frame. So let's say hypothetically, if I went to a 45-minute chart, what's the direction telling you?
Down.
It's down. And then previous day, it was down for a little bit and then pushed to the upside.
Right. But the only issue is that, okay, so if you were looking at the 1 hour and you're trying to trade for market open, you have to wait 1 hour to see that candle. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, but would you rather do that or draw down 2%?
No, I hear you. I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not, because there's specific times in the market which are ideal for trading, and I'm taking that note off of you. And so, if I'm missing that first hour of market opening when the volatility is highest.
No, I still want you to trade it. I just want you to look at the hour candle because the less moves you have, the better. And what I don't want to happen is you have a bunch of gains in your long-term account and from over trade, not saying that you are, but you draw down a bunch. Now, the great thing is you only risking 2%. It's not going to break your day.
Right. Exactly.
But I want you to, so direction, this is down. So if I go let's go look at the Swiss franc future. I will look at it the same way. And if I'm looking, this down, slightly up, down. I'm always following color. Most people hope where it's going to go. I don't want you to hope. I want you to know. So let's go look at Tesla today. Same thing. Tesla was up. After midday, I love Eli. Down. You're straight in the Range Rover. Boom, boom, baby. Cock ready to let it go. Now let's go look at the Nikkei. So when I'm looking, I don't care. I try to take my bias out of it and I go color. Up. Right. So this is the index. Down. Now where are we at now? Down. That alone is going to save you because I was taught originally by the person who said I couldn't trade. Showed me the opposite direction. So if we go look at the Mexican Peso, what is the Mexican Peso currently doing? It's more downward facing.
Or down, right.
If we go look at the VIX future, what is the VIX future currently doing? It's leaning slightly up in the overnight session.
Right.
So, and then when you start to pace, so now color first. Now when we go look and see, the VIX has been slightly moving down. And if we go look at Tesla overall, Tesla was moving up and it came. So regardless of what time frame, you want to go color first. Let's look at let's go look at
even that one right there, even that Tesla right there. You see how there's a potentiality for that to you see how it's like, okay, yes, the direction is up, but the candlesticks are red. So you get a little bit of a conflicting signal in that regard as far as like,
okay, then great point. So let's go back to Tesla. Then okay, like I talked about tonight, then go to the week.
Okay, got you.
Then if it's not something there on a week, then you can go to the day. But there's a move here. Shout out to everybody in Stock Club if I told you around the area to get in for that. And it was in the high 500s. And then if it's not there, then go to day chart. You can see bullish here, too high, bullish, but like then give it time. So the same thing. If I go to let's say I go to the 20-minute, kudos to all the snipers. Go to the 20-minute, same thing. Bullish, bearish, bull, bear, bear. So this just red is down I'm following it. And look overnight where we are.
Mm-hmm.
More to the upside. So when I hear people say buy the dip, hodl, I want to hear mathematical probability.
Right.
Give me a price where you
Right.
want to get in. So if the market started off at 685 and it dropped to 660, okay, am I then getting a bullish signal, which just means the markets to go up to buy? I don't want to buy when it's still going down red, because guess what happens? If this is the area where it's red and we buy right here, it happens to every one of us. It keeps going down.
Mm-hmm.
But it's telling us this is just like traffic. The red signal means that it's going down. This signal means that we're going to the upside. It applies for everything. That's why even when direction changes, I'm not saying I think this. I'm looking at, like, even GE. I still think the GE is a piece of shit. Off the lows of last year, this is a monthly chart. This is up, 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 bearish, up, up. I can't avoid that direction.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So just apply it, same thing to your day trading, and you'll be good. And then you'll have a higher probability of being able to squeeze out some wins.
So more. Now this retracement, right? You use this to find your middle of the road.
Yep. And my the fibs are always put over a higher time frame because it gives me a true direction. Because if you guys are only putting your support and resistance over a daily, you're going to have a day that bleeds down so much it goes through all your support, and then what? And then you're stuck. Yeah, and then you're stuck. You're breaking up pretty bad.
Some relative. I'll sort it out.
I'm back in. Yeah, hold on. I got to mute you out because you're breaking up pretty bad. But I appreciate you. My bad about that. Zoom is tripping. And we'll take one more and we'll wrap up.
All right. Hey, Ian. My first question is, how did you make your EMA straight? Because on mine, it's always wiggly on Thinkorswim.
It depends on what time frame you're looking at. So if I go to the 1 minute, it's a little bit more, but then if I go to a higher time frame, like an hour, it'll smooth out a little bit. So, okay. But this is a variation on it. I mean, I don't want to put it on YouTube, but I'll drop it to you guys that are snipers.
So all right, bet. Okay. Yeah. Now to get to my questions, does price channel work on penny stock?
On penny stocks?
Yeah.
Yes, it works better on everything. Anything that I throw out, I want it to be able to work across the board. Because what used to happen when I was trading the Russell back in the day when it was RTY, excuse me, back when it was TF, it's now RTY. I would have a Russell strategy, a ES strategy, a NASDAQ gold strategy. That's too much to manage. I want everything that I use to be able to work across the board. So this is probably the best tip I can give for you that are already trading, and anybody that's watching the replay. Your indicators have to work on long-term time frames and short-term. If not, it doesn't work. It's like having a car that only drives when the sun is out.
Right.
So if you can't pull it up and look at and tell me what to get in off of a 10-year chart, the same way as you would a 10-minute, it doesn't work.
Okay. And then my next question is, can you give me a price point for this mutual fund? It is HACAX.
HACAX?
Yes.
All right, hold on. Let me minimize the screen, put on some voodoo real quick. I'll give you an area that I would get into. I'll DM it to you.
Okay.
It's a good one though. It's good. Yeah, I like it.
That one's part of my 401k at work. Like, I actually just want to give you my whole list of everything they offer.
And you can, so far away.
No, I don't have that.
Oh, come on, King. Come on. You already
just the one
know.
I got in. Look,
no, you good.
I got in this one like months ago. So it had shot up to 114, and now it's like going down. I'm like, I want to actually, I want to go look at another one and find another one. But this one had the most growth over the time period.
This one is good. How long you been in it?
I've been in it about 6 months.
Yeah, give it some time. I mean, for those that have been in it for a couple of years, they're doing great. They're doing great. Well, what's your second question?
My second question is, have you ever heard of, this is a person that I encourage everybody, especially if you're a male, to listen to. And I tell you, you're probably the most boringest speaker. To me, he's not, but a lot of people think he is. He's super monotone. But a lot of people who we love, they listen to him. I'm positive they listen to him. His name is Earl Nightingale.
Yeah, Earl's amazing. Yeah, Earl's amazing. Yeah. I mean, he was probably excited for the 1930s whenever it was recorded.
He's still excited now. Oprah Winfrey stole his speech.
She leveraged some parts from it. Shout out to Auntie Oprah. Don't do my auntie like that. All right. Yeah, Earl Nightingale is amazing. It's amazing.
But yeah, other than that, those are all the questions I have right now.
Bet. You have any trading related questions for me before we wrap up?
Oh, anybody who trade in futures, try to get in on the London. What else we have? Have anybody? Well, can I ask like a personal question? Yes. Not really personal, but have anybody in Red Panda ever did $1 million in a day off futures?
No, not in a day.
What's the shortest time frame?
I'll let you have it. Well, the thing is, like, some people may not want to reveal that information, but I can put you in contact with somebody that's cleared a little bit of money.
Okay.
But even with that, so, and to be honest, because it's not an inducement for you guys to join anything of mine based off that, the market conditions are different. So if you trade during Brexit versus last year, the volume was much higher. Also, the risk is higher. The margin is different. And also, you have to factor in how many hours they put in, their risk tolerance, where they were in their career, how much money they save, how long they've been invested. The thing that I know personally, people that have been investing into the market a long time on the long-term side do a lot better because they can see trend better because they've been looking at their portfolio certain days and know when we're going to go up. I can tell you the lesson, not you personally, but I can tell you guys that lesson, but until you do it and you see that you're up 2% pre-market and tech is booming, it doesn't resonate the same. It doesn't resonate the same. And then here we go to the truth of it. It's like, will you stick to your plan? Will you be able to not deviate from a plan? Will you take your setup when you're supposed to? And then also, will you not adjust your stop once you're locked in profit? Fourth, will you also not take profit too early? Like you got, and I'm gonna be honest, some of you guys are gonna have to get comfortable letting your trades run 1 to 4 hours. Everybody wants to hit a home run in 9 minutes, and I get it because I too, ego was bad at one point. We all want to say, "Oh, you didn't believe in me trading and investing. I made $68,000. Fuck you." Doesn't happen. Doesn't happen. You know what's gonna happen when that? Great. God gonna be like, loss, not minus 2,000, margin call. Great. Who are you, my child, to tell my other child, fuck you? Stop filled. When we let the ego go, when I stopped competing against anybody, that's when I really got into a rhythm of like, let me just do well for me and my family.
Right. That's the truth.
It's crazy. Like it's the biggest battle, and it's opposite because we all think is rah war shit. Like, okay, great. I'm gonna battle this guy and I'm gonna beat him and I'm gonna take him down. All that sounds good. When you get in a good, and that's why I'm so big on silence when it comes to trading. All that noise, it fucks up your ecosystem. So you can't take on negative energy and see a clear direction. Also, if you have personal drama in your life, it's tough to be good at trading. Anybody looking at the screen when you don't have money in it, this ES, the S&P future, this is a down direction. Everybody can see it. But somebody is going to say, no, man, I'm going to catch the bounce. 39.20 shit. I'm going to catch the bounce because I know we going. And it bleeds down. Stop filling. And then it bounces up after you got into it. Follow direction. You need to trade the same way you drive on the highway. Whatever the predominant direction is, I'm going with the flow of traffic.
Okay, can you pull up NQ and tell us what the dominant direction is?
Right now, you tell me.
Oh, right now it's down. But
Okay,
go back.
overall, go
Okay.
back to today.
Yeah, go back to like 2 a.m.
Okay, right here.
It's still up.
Yep. So right here,
But
2 a.m. Guess what?
okay.
So this is a tight range. So let me just put some little squiggly lines on here because you know we love putting squigglies on our damn chart. All right. So let's just do here, 2 a.m. So like down here. Come on, it's tripping. Let me just do fibs. It'd be easier. Okay. So let's say this is the high at 2 a.m. Central, and this is the low. Great. This is a tight ass range. It's not moving much. There's nowhere for it to go. The direction, though, are you going to look at the week chart first or no?
I am, yes.
Okay. So what was the direction of NASDAQ?
I don't even remember. I think it was up.
You got to know this. You have to know. You have to know. So even if you go to the day, you have to know going into the day if we were going up or down.
At the time, I knew, yeah. I just, after it's over, I just, it go away.
You can't let it go away. Cause like, remember the brother was like, yo, I watched Kobe videos. So like the recall of like top tier, because you have to realize like you're an athlete engaging in one of the hardest
That is
sports.
true.
Right. So you have to know. So, and then certain trades are going to resonate. You're going to remember like, oh, the second Monday in April, the market was down 33 points. And then I got in, and you have to remember, because then it's going to be another move that you see like that later.
Yes.
So
Yes,
now,
that is true.
even though these candles have been down, these indicate that we're going to the upside. You have to obey direction at all costs. So you have to know. So at 2 a.m., we were slightly, we're going right here. We were slightly to the upside. And then we came down. This 30-minute chart. And then 3 a.m. up, up, up. We're flat but down, up. And then you can see the market has the highest probability of going up on what days?
Monday and Friday.
Are we surprised that we broke out? And then, of course, so if I know this and I ascertain this, and then Miss Woods also has ascertained this from her 30 years in the business, it was timed well when she put out the statement of when she thinks the Tesla price is going to be, which I always tell you guys, go look at NASDAQ to understand what Tesla's going to go. My price 6 months ago was like 29, 26 for Tesla. NASDAQ took off to the upside. Now, everybody who sold tech off last week and 2 weeks ago for value are shitting their pants right now. Especially on the long-term investing side, it's just literally they tell you buy and hold. No one wants to do it because it sounds so easy. Trading is all direction.
Right.
It's all direction. But that's where the practice comes in, to be able to practice doing the same thing regardless of what anyone else on earth says. I love Warren Buffett with all my heart. If he told me to change what my perfect setup is, I would not do it. Would not do it. Because I know how well it works for me. 30 minutes. So right here on a 30-minute, we are to the upside. So I would have to wait for a pullback somewhere around down here to buy if this candle remain white. If it turns red, I'm going to look to short.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, also another question for investing. So I have 2 sons, and so I was wondering, like, what, how soon should I start their investment
Today.
account?
If you haven't today.
Okay.
Today.
And what do you feel? What do you think I should? Do you think I should just put everything onto their account, or should I just do like half and half?
You got to talk to your advisor first, but in terms of like what, splitting a half in your account and half in theirs, or a half amongst them?
Half amongst both of them, because I have they aren't like past 10 years old.
Yeah, I would start putting the money in. I mean, and literally every dollar extra that you get in, you should invest it. Because even if you only get 7%, which is low, and some of you that just come to the market in the last year, I know you're like 7% is nothing. I'm getting that in a day. But go calculate, like go look at an investment calculator and look over 18 years how much money they'll have if you just put 250, 500. For those of you that can 1,000, like some of my business owners, like that are chucking away like $5,000 in the market, Your kids are going to have a fortune. But you have to start like, and I'm so serious when I say this. The number one reason that people don't have enough for retirement is because they don't put enough in consistently. Like, and I'm gonna be real, being African American, like we'll start a savings account for our kid and put some in and be like, and they'll turn 18 and be like, damn, the 300 didn't turn to 3 million. It doesn't work like that. Like, well, man, I put something back in 2000. Yeah, you was playing that mystical. I thought mystically it was gonna grow to 3. It does not happen like that. Chuck away 500, 500, 500, 500, 500. Like, it has to be the first bill. Because the crazy part is the first thing we'll do, we'll cut all investing expenses when things are tough, but we'll still pay cable, Verizon, Sprint, auto insurance. You know, you guys tell me, I don't know about you. When COVID happened last year, not one company called me and said, man, I love you so much for being a dedicated and loyal customer. I'm going to let you have this next year free. Did not happen to me.
Right.
Did not happen. Yep. And so the choice ends up being ours. But yeah, I would start tomorrow.
And my whole thing is this: my wife, like I've been without cable for 10 years now, so that's never been a problem for me. Only thing I need in my house is internet, and that's all I have. But everything else is literally like cut off. So we are dedicated. We've dedicated for years. It just now we finally have an actual place to actually do it and invest in everything. So like this right here, probably Red Panda and EYO probably been the best investment I ever made in my life.
And thank you. Yeah, because a lot of times I know we need a community to encourage us. So, and even if it's like, if it doesn't work, at least I fail with other people. I get that. But at the end of the day, like, I'm telling you, like one of the biggest mistakes, because when I was 21, I was like, man, 40. I want to party. I want to have fun, go on dates. I look back, I'm like, damn, a lot of lost relationships that didn't work out to swell. Like, had to pull a Quavo. I mean, I wasn't repoing no Bentleys, but I was like, dang, let me get that back. And if I would have put that into the market, I mean, and for those of you, for context, like go look at what Apple was and Microsoft was in 2004. I remember, like, shout out to everybody I went to IU with. I remember when, like, the iPod was like a fashion statement in 01, and all the kids from Jersey and New York had 2 of them. I'm like, dang, y'all rich. And looking what the value of that was, not investing. And I talk about it with everybody I went to college with. Like, I'm like, if we just invested all of our refund checks in Apple from 2000, 2004, all of us would have been millionaires. Every single one of us. Every single one. So a lot of times community and having that community reinforcement is important. But as a man that has kids, you can't depend on community too. Like you just have to, because at the end of the day, the lady's gonna look at you and be like, hey, did you do what you're supposed to? And I say this all the time. Men will never be thanked just for being there. You know this, you got kids. Man, everybody asks about you last. How the baby's doing? You gotta take care of yourself, but you have to put some things in play, and they'll respect it and they'll honor it later. You'll never get your flowers when you think that you deserve them, but the security for you knowing that they'll be fine is more than enough, for real. So thank you. I'll take one more and then we'll wrap up.
I appreciate you.
Thank you. Dan, we've been on here an hour. Not amazing. Let's go to LaShonda. Let's wrap it up with a queen. I appreciate you. If you guys enjoyed this, put yes in chat. I greatly appreciate you. And then next week I'll be sure. I'm gonna try and get through like 70 stocks. Not there. That's great. Let me see. Let me find another lady. Heard from enough. Elizabeth Thompson, I appreciate you. I'll allow you to talk if you have a question.
Hey, Ian. Yeah. You kind of can you hear me?
Yes. How are you?
Great. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for being here. I know it's late, but thank you.
No, thank you. I really appreciate it. I found a little friend in the chat that I might be asking some more questions of, just because I wasn't sure if you would get to me. But so I've started trading futures, practice trading, based on your course, and I'm just, one of the things that I'm struggling with is just kind of like and you kind of already addressed this maybe a couple of guys back, but it really has to do with like, how much do you take into account the candles around the candle you're entering on? Because that's one of the things that I'm kind of like, I come from a huge, strong support and resistance background and like and all that stuff. And so I'm just kind of, and like using the moving averages to kind of like give me a sense of whether the trend is up and not, rather than just, you know, the like single trigger, if that makes sense. So I'm just trying to figure out how to like kind of capture it all together to really like make my decision on whether that's a good, you know what I mean, the direction, right?
Got you. Don't feel bad. Futures trading is one of the most stressful things that you will do, and that's why I tell everyone like 300 practice trades. And even for those of you who know what to do, futures will make you feel like you don't know anything about the market. Yeah. So I get it. So let's look at NASDAQ. It's NASDAQ, a 1 day, 20 minute. The bottom is at 12,788. This is the high. So knowing what support and resistance, where will be the area that you're looking to get. I'll answer your question, but walk me through what you see and where you will want to get in.
Well, wouldn't it depend on where the moving average is? But yeah, but just generally speaking,
just generally take me out of the equation and just go through support and resistance and tell me what you see.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, like basically, right? Well, I guess can I use the whole time frame or just like during the market hours?
You can use the entire
NASDAQ, right?
Yeah, entire time frame.
Okay. So I mean, really, right at open, I would want to get in on the buy side.
Great, and tell us why you would want to get in.
Well, the 3 candles before it are leading up, and the rest seems a little there is a little bit of an uptrend from pre-market. I'm starting like kind of going all the way back to 10 p.m. or 8 p.m.
Okay. Yeah. Got you. Yeah, you're right. And the tricky part is, but have you ever seen where you have 3 candles that are like leading into it and then we have a hard dip or you have a huge fake out? Yeah. So at the open, I'm only following what that current candle is. Because of course we want to play the probabilities, and of course we like as much confirmation as we can get. Like, for example, if I saw 7 bullish candles, I'm elated to take this move. If it was only 1, I'm like, I don't know. Right. But
especially get open, right?
Yes, especially open, because it's so much volatility. Like this move could have went up and been here and people could have chased here and they could have ran right back to the downside. So but take in consideration what you already know. But for me, before the open, you should kind of know which direction you want to go in. And then also to like those bookends of open and close are super important. So at the close, we would have leaned towards the downside, even though NASDAQ had a beautiful day. Tesla did great. Towards the close, everyone was selling off and taking profit. We have to then look to short, and I'm always obeying color. So to answer your question, if I'm firing just off that signal, and if you look at it, it is just really a trend following methodology that takes a lot of the noise out. So you don't have 30 variables to look through.
Right. But I probably would have gotten stopped down on that 3rd candle, right? At least the initial take profit.
Yeah, you probably would have on NASDAQ. Yeah, as fast as it moves. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I mean, I tend to prefer the NASDAQ. I mean, or at least I tend to be more successful with that. But
what issue are you feeling like the stop is too tight?
Yeah, like I'm I know it'll eventually kind of turn around. You know what I mean? Or I guess I kind of see it eventually turn around, like whichever direction. But that stop, is way too tight.
The 20 tick stop is too tight, or the lock in?
Both.
I would do 40 ticks for your initial stop, and then after 40 ticks, I will lock in 10. Okay. Because you know what you're doing, like, and for everyone else who's listening, she answered direction correctly. All I heard was like frustration and anxiety, and as traders, that's one thing we don't want. But you saw the pattern clearly.
Well, yeah, I just wasn't sure if because there wasn't much in the course about like this using other things like the support and the resistance and things like that, because that's the other thing is that I'm finding is that the target is usually, when I do trigger, it's usually way outside the high or the low of the day. And so then I'm a little bit nervous about that, right?
But
like, how is that possible? Not how is it possible, but how probable is it, right?
Yeah, I get you. But a 200 tick run on NASDAQ is not anything that's a stretch. Oh, well, since I gave you the adjustment for you, I would have you go look at the last 30 days and tell me what the average tick range is from open to close. You'll be surprised at how far NASDAQ can run.
Open to close during market, during like US market hours, or open to close from like, okay.
US market hours from 8:30 to 3.
Okay.
And if you do like the last 30 days,
yeah,
and literally just write them out in a notepad, you'll be like, huh.
Yeah.
Like, and for anyone that's ever traded NASDAQ, whether you're in the program or not, like 100 tick to 200 tick move is not like unfathomable. Right. It's not like saying I'm trying to make you catch 1,000 ticks on Dow. That would be absurd. 200, 100 is very likely on a weekly basis.
Okay. And like the ZB, like I'm still a little bit, I've been favoring NASDAQ because I just feel like I've been more successful with that. But the ZB is more like, I'm still just a little unclear on how to figure out how it moves. Like, does it move with the other ones like SPY or with ES? And
it moves much slower. And as a trader, I can tell you love trading. That's why you hate it.
But I know I do hate it. I'm like, it's just like, it takes so long. I mean, I can barely stay on the 20-minute time frame, to be honest.
Yeah, see, and then what was ZB, it moves not 100% correlation, more like 60 to 70%.
Okay.
But like, let's say if you looked at SPY, and let's go back to a higher time frame, we can 5 year, right? The equivalent of ZB would be like TOT. And you can see there's a inverse correlation. Now, intraday, it's not always going to be 100% inversely correlated, but it's going to be 60, 70%. So if like Tesla takes off or ES takes off to the upside, the bond market is going to usually slide down. So but the thing is, because I don't know, how long have you been trading?
Just basically about like 8 months.
But you love it though, like obsessed, love it.
Yeah, I'm obsessed.
You're gonna hate any slow, and it takes one to know one. But if you're, whatever your wins are on NASDAQ, if you move to a slow moving asset, you'll probably win 2 to 3 times as much if you don't overtrade. It's a trader's dilemma. It's like, we want a challenge because we want excitement, but you're good enough. If you trade a ZB, like it will be like shooting fish in a barrel for you. Like if your wins are high on NASDAQ, you should probably win 70% of your trades on ZB.
Okay. I just feel like when the market opens, because it's like I'll trigger on ZB like during the, starting at 8:20 Eastern. I'm on Eastern, but then or whatever around that time, whenever it confirms. And then usually, almost never, obviously, it doesn't hit any kind of target, maybe the initial profit target or something before the actual market opens. But then the actual market opens and I feel like it all goes to shit, because it's just
because when ES triggers, if ES has a hard, so let's say ZB was going up, then ES kicks in and goes up, ZB can slide down. But for you, I mean, I've been telling people this, but if you an initial target, like if you want to get out with +7, that's a good target.
Okay.
But if you let it run, it may be like 1 to 2 days out the month, you may get a full point out of it, but 7 is a good target to be able, but it's like watching paint dry. But it pays almost 3 times as much as ES and pays more than NASDAQ. So it's worth to have in your rotation.
Right. Trust so you're saying then move the target at that point, right? If it's like the market open and
Yes, and play defense. And then if you get up, let's say like 11 ticks, if you lock in +7, great. And then that way you have your short target knocked out. And then if you're doing great on NASDAQ, that's a good thing. And then with that adjusted stop loss, you should have a little bit of wiggle room. I know 20 is tight. That's with reason, because I don't want to give anybody like 100 tick stop loss. But 40, you should be fine. It should give you more than enough wiggle room.
Thank you so much, Ian. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Breathe in deep. And I know you love trading, so that I can hear the anxiety. It takes one to know one. But how many trades are you taking a week?
Too many. I am.
Hey, I appreciate you being honest. Okay, so on a good, now it's just me and you talking. On a good day, what 3 trades, and on a bad day, how many? 12.
I've been finding myself like just trying to scalp a little bit more. So it's not that many. But maybe 3 to 4 is a bad day.
If you are going to scalp, which is the meth of all traders, only do 2 maximum.
Yeah.
Because I type yes in chat if you can hear her love for it. I'm telling you, 2 is a sweet spot. Because I know if you're looking at, because you're studying what 4 to 5 hours a day.
Oh, I mean, I'm no, like 12.
See, okay.
Like the thing is that like I get because I also am day trading and scalping like stocks too. So it's like I basically like switch over to that once the market opens. You know what I mean? So that's why I kind of like have been finding myself scalping a little bit on futures, just like during the day when I'm seeing like kind of correlations or whatever is going on.
But the thing is, you're so good. It's tough because I'm telling you to take less, but I'm telling you if you take less, you will be unstoppable.
Yeah, I'm with it.
But it's fun. I know.
I love it.
But the brokers love you.
Yeah, I know that too.
So you're worthy of taking the trades, being excited, and then also keeping the money. It's worth it. And it's not fun. I'm never going to tell you like, hey, taking less trades is fun. I'll be bullshitting you if I told you that. But it is a lot better to walk away. So after you get your 2 trades in max, I will go to like chartcut.com or like literally leave the house and go do something. Now you can look on your phone all day, but close out the platform. Because in a month, I want you to come back and be like, it worked. And now I went 24, 28 or 24, 26. Because by the time you get, and this is something I normally only share in our room, but like normally when you get to the 3rd trade, that's the losing trade. And as a person who loves to scalp, the first 2 are like butter. You're like, oh, let me do one more. And it may work. Let's say you get killed on the 4th one. Let me get right back to break even because I was up 600. Now I'm only up 400. And guess what? Now you go negative 300. You can't end the day negative. So now you trade through lunch, which is a dead zone.
Yeah.
Now you're chopping away and now you're flipping through and you're scanning. And that's how you end up trading all day to get to break even, or you end up down a little bit at the end of the day. If you are a sharpshooter, there's no one, or I can tell in your energy that you love this. If you take 2, you will be golden. Like no one can stop you.
Yeah, I mean, I think my first, like, I've really only been doing this futures thing since you just released the course again a couple weeks ago. So like I've really only been doing it for that long. And my first week I was definitely kind of over trading just because I wanted to get that practice in, and I definitely blew, so I've been slowing down a bit and actually been able to like kind of recover.
What stocks do you normally trade?
Well, like Apple, Tesla, ARK. Well, that's not obviously that's an ETF. I'm also like, I do like kind of like smaller cap stocks like Mara.
How many pennies?
Huh?
How many pennies you doing?
No, I don't do pennies. Okay. Like Mara, Plug, Neo, like those.
Okay, did they have good vol? Okay, that's good.
Good volume volatility and like kind of move similarly.
How many trades in total with futures and the stocks are you taking per week?
Per week?
The real number, yeah. 40?
Yeah, maybe, yeah. 25, yeah, 30 to 40.
If you pare it down to 15, how many would you win? I know it's a death sentence, but how many would you win?
I would
11?
say at least 12. Yeah.
Go to 15.
Okay.
I know you don't want to hear it. I know. I'm one of you.
No,
Hi, my name is Ian. I was overtraded too. I get it. Trust me. 15?
Yeah.
You'll be golden. Because the more we trade, and I know you're also going to tell yourself, well, I'll take more trades, I'll learn more, I'll get more data, more feedback. That's what we tell ourselves when we want another drink in the market. I know if you took 15, there's not many people on earth. And I haven't had a conversation with you prior, but when you are in it all day, There's something that you can feel. If you take 15, like nobody can stop you.
Yeah.
So
okay.
I appreciate you. I'll check in with you in a week.
Thanks, Ian.
And yeah, it'll be a lot of fun to limit those trades. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Ian.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
You guys have a good night. Get some rest. Less is more. Before we wrap up, type in what was the most valuable lesson that you learned tonight on here on Trading After Dark. That was fun. Damn, it's 10:55. God, y'all not tired of hearing me talk? I'm tired of hearing me talk. But thank you guys for being incredible. And for all my over traders, I'll talk to you. I know it's never fun I'm telling you, it's never fun to hear take less. But think of it this way: if you were in a trading tournament, you know for sure if you were going against someone and their plan was to take 15 trades in a day, you can win by almost not trading. So the fewer trades you take, the better. And then also too, like, final piece of advice: if you're going to scalp, that's fine. I would also say you probably should consider scalping for your first target and your second trade being a really long target. So that way, at least you get the income in that you want. And also to hear that you won a trade helps a ton psychologically. Your second trade has to be a big target. Because if you scalp 4 or 5 times in a row, you're going to end up giving it all back. And I don't know of any fund managers or any like prop traders that have done well scalping throughout history. It's very few. But I think if you pair one scalp trade with one long trade, you'll be good. So I love you guys. Sleep well. I love you. That's it. You guys are absolutely amazing. I'm honored to be able to do this because 7 years ago, I couldn't get 20 people on Zoom on a Sunday night. So to be here now is absolutely amazing. So love you. Over and out. Peace.